What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Everything Paranormal Show with Josh Morris. That's me and my co-host, Stacy Tallis. Stacy, how you doing tonight?
Doing good. It's
Awesome.
Nice, calm night after a very boring election. So,
And we got Stitch Rocks in the chat and Wendy Fields already. Wendy Stitch said, "Hey everyone." Wendy said, "All right, I made it for a live chat." That's awesome. I'm glad to see you guys. I'm excited. We're going to be doing some Dowsing Rod sessions again, trying to reach out to some people. If you were all were here last week, you got to witness something special and wrong all at the same time, because I started a Dowsing Rod session without my protection. I wasn't quite prepared, and really started to get emotional. When I had a husband, a deceased husband, I was able to connect with his wife. It was kind of a beautiful moment, but again, we had to kind of stop that, regroup, get everything going again. So, but tonight I'm definitely prepared again. Like, again, I'm not a rookie. So, I'm back on it, and we're going to have some good sessions. I hope we'll have some good contact tonight. I'm excited. And I hope you guys liked the intro in the beginning. I love that 30 seconds intro of showing kind of a summary of some of the different things that we do out in the field with the investigations and stuff. It excites me to watch it. It makes me want to subscribe. So I hope you guys are subscribing. And I know a lot of you have been sharing and helping to grow this channel. We've been picking up subscribers lately. So I definitely want to thank you guys again from the bottom of my heart. Seriously, you guys really make it for us, especially in the chat. You all out in the chat, you guys have been participating a lot. We usually have some people participating every week, and it's really cool. I'm really proud to interact with you guys. So if you guys have any questions, if you want me to try to contact any of your loved ones, anything like that, please speak up. I'm always happy to do that. So I say we jump right in. What do you think, Stacy? You got anything you want to add real quick, or are you ready to go?
Let's go.
All right.
Anybody got something and they want to find a loved one or talk to someone who's passed away? Speak up.
All right. Need a haircut. All right.
Yeah, me too.
I've been wanting to go on the back porch, but like now when I get off work, it's already dark on my back porch, and I don't know. So, although I do have, Wendy says, love your channel. It's a bit different than others. Well, I appreciate that, and I'm glad. I hope it's different in a good way. So, all right,
you're special,
right? All right. So we try to do a little bit of everything. I mean, sometimes you get the channels that are like, they're nothing but ghost hunters or theories. So we try to do a little bit of everything. I've been doing this for a long time. So, Stacy's an expert in his areas, and, we just have a good mixture of people on here. Okay. So I'm just trying to get my energy centered and focused here. And sorry about my camera. I don't know what's going on with my camera, man. It might be my camera might be going on the outskirts. I'm not sure yet. So just bear with me on the camera. Trying to have any seizures. Okay. So first, I think we'll reach out to my spirit guide, Sean. Sean, if you're there, can you please cross the rods for me? Let me know that you're here, please. Okay, thank you for that. Sean, straighten the rods back out, please. Thank you. All right, Sean, I hope you're doing well tonight. If you're doing well, can you cross the rods? All right, good. Thank you for that, Sean. I'm glad to hear that you're doing well. Straighten the rods back out, please. All right. And Sean, if you'd like to say hi to everybody in the chat, cross the rods for yes. Leave a part for no if you don't want to say hi. It's okay. No pressure. Okay. Sean says hi to everyone. All right. Thank you for that, Sean. Straighten the rods back out. I figured, hey, Sean's almost like a third person on the show now. As much as we've been using Sean to help us out with Dowsing Rod sessions. All right. Sean, let's start out by asking. Let me start out, Sean. Is there any spirits located in my house right now that we need to talk with? Can you please cross the rods for yes, leave a part for no? Do we need to address any spirits? Okay, so no. And I always like to ask because sometimes, guys, we have spirits that come into my house, like our house, me and my wife. Sometimes we'll have spirits that come in and are waiting to talk with us at some point. So, of course, they usually let us know, but I just thought we'd ask. All right. And of course, if you and the guys in the chat, if you need me to reach out to somebody or you'd like me to try to contact somebody, please speak up. We definitely want to find out. Sean, I'm going to ask you, is my grandfather available to communicate with me? Can you please cross the rods and see if my grandfather's available? Okay. And he's pushing the rods apart, so that's a definite no. So can you straighten the rods back out? So I have yet to reach my grandfather. It's like my fourth attempt. At first, I was avoiding it. Now I've been actually trying to reach my grandfather, and there's been no availability. So I'm not sure if he's just looking over my grandmother or what's going on with that. So, but he hasn't been available for communication.
Was he a stubborn individual in life?
No, he was very laid back and quiet. Very, quiet, laid back individual. So, I don't know. But okay, I just thought I'd ask. All right. Sean, are you from originally, like, you said you were from Ireland. I might as well ask you while we're talking with you. I try to take a moment to learn a little bit more about my spirit guide each week. Sean, are you from Northern Ireland? Like the northern half of Ireland? Can you cross the rods for yes? Leave a part for no? Okay, were you from the southern half of Ireland? Can you cross the rods? Okay. All right, so somewhere in the southern half of Ireland. All right, straighten the rods back out, please. All right. All right. Sean, wanted to ask you, are you going to be my spirit guide? Are you allowed to tell me how much longer you're going to be my spirit guide? Can you cross the rods for yes? Are you allowed to tell me how long you're going to be my spirit guide for? Okay. Well, I just thought I'd ask. I like Sean. I do. Now that I'm, I'll be sad, when I don't have Sean anymore. But
he may not even know.
Yeah, he may not know either. So I just thought I'd ask. I mean, like I said, guys, I don't know. Sometimes I just like to ask and just to see where these questions lead us. Okay. All right. Now, Stacy, did you have anybody you needed to contact at all or try?
No, I communicate with my dead relatives on a regular basis. I have readings that do that sort of thing regularly.
Well, I just thought I'd ask because I didn't want to be rude.
I mean, we could ask, do I have any relatives that want me to reach out to them?
Sean, do you know, does Stacy have any relatives that want him to contact them? You cross the rods for yes, leave a part for no. All right. No. So I guess you have no messages on the answer machine, Stacy. On the spiritual answer machine. All right. Just adjusting myself here. All right.
Can I ask Sean if I'm moving to Florida anytime soon?
Okay. Sean, do you know, is Stacy Talich, is he going to be moving to Florida in the near future, meaning in 2023? Will he be moving to Florida in 2023? You cross the rods for yes, leave part for no.
Yeah, it looks undecided right now.
Okay. Do you know, will he ever move to Florida? You cross the rods for yes. I'll leave a part for no. Okay. Will he visit Florida? And you cross the rods for yes. Okay. So you're gonna at least visit Florida.
Okay.
So straighten the rods out. Okay. Auntie Elizabeth Leaper Martinez. Well, does anyone in the other side want to contact me or not? Okay. So, Auntie Elizabeth, one thing that helps is if you have anybody specific. Um, and then Wendy also said something here. Wendy says, okay, don't laugh at this. I have an energy that I call Wheezy that helps me merge into traffic on the highway. Is Wheezy an angel or a spirit guide? Okay. Well, let's. Auntie did kind of ask a question right before you. So, Auntie, if you have somebody specific that you want us to try to reach, now I can ask Sean, my mother or my husband, Sean, Auntie Elizabeth Leaper Martinez would like to know if they have someone wanting to make contact, if they have a spirit, preferably their mother or their husband. Liz, hey, how you doing, Liz?
Hey, Liz.
So, Sean, can you cross the rods for yes? Is there a spirit that would like to make contact with Auntie Elizabeth? Can you cross the rods for yes? Leave a part for no. Okay, there is a spirit that would like to make contact. All right, can you straighten the rods back out, please? Thank you. Okay, can you find out, Sean, is it her mother? Can you cross the rods for yes? Leave a part for no. Okay, how about, is it Auntie Elizabeth's husband? Is her husband trying to reach her? Can you cross the rods for yes? Okay. Is it a different relative that would like to communicate with her? Can you cross the rods for yes? Okay. So apparently, Auntie Elizabeth, there is another relative that wants to communicate with you. Okay, straighten the rods back out, Sean. Okay. Is this a relative? Is this a grandparent? Can you cross the rods for yes? Okay, it's a grandparent. So, Auntie Elizabeth, you have a grandparent that wants to communicate with you. Is it a grandmother? Sean, can you cross the rods for yes? Leave a part for no. Okay, is it a grandfather? Can you cross the rods for yes? Okay. So, Auntie Elizabeth Leaper Martinez, straighten the rods back out, Sean. There's apparently a grandfather that you have, a deceased grandfather that wants to make contact with you. Liz, hi, John. Say, Stacy, hi. I've got Aunt Elizabeth in spirit. Mom's eldest sister. Might never married. I'm getting chills. And then yes, and then I didn't forget about you. We're gonna ask about Wheezy. All right. So I haven't heard anything from Auntie Elizabeth yet here. Maybe she's a slow typer, or there could be a delay. Okay. My grandpa on my dad's side or my mom's side. I can ask. Sean, do you know, is this her grandfather on her dad's side? Can you cross the rods for yes? Okay. Is this a grandfather on her mother's side? Can you cross the rods for yes? Okay. So apparently it's a grandfather on your mother's side. You straighten the rods back out. Thank you. All right. So Auntie Elizabeth, do you know who Sean may be talking about? A grandfather on your mom's side? Your mom's father, maybe? Now I don't know if it's a great grandfather, but right now it's a grandparent and a grandfather on your mom's side. All right, and for the sake, we are going to have to kind of keep things moving along. Sean, this grandfather, yes, mom's father, this grandfather, does he have a message for Auntie Elizabeth? Does he have a message for her? Okay, he does. Okay. Can you straighten the rods back out? Okay. And is it a message of love? Can you cross the rods for yes? Leave apart for no? Okay. Is it an apology message? Can you cross the rods for yes? Okay. He's saying yes. So, okay. So apparently, your mom's father, your grandfather, Elizabeth, apparently they just want to pass on a message of apology. So they're just probably saying sorry for something. Again, I don't know what your family situation is. Maybe they're just sorry that they didn't get a chance to be around you enough. I mean, it's hard to specify unless maybe you know why he's saying it. But did you have anything else that you wanted to pass on to him, Elizabeth? If not, we're going to move on because I do want to find out. Okay, Sean, I'm going to lower the rods. I'm not breaking the session. I'm just lowering the rods real quick. Yeah, because Wendy wanted to know about her energy named Wheezy. All right. All right. All right. We're going to give Elizabeth just a few more seconds to see if she can get her thing in here. If not, we're going to move forward. Okay, here we go. So when my grandfather died, I miss him by 20 minutes. Tell him I love him and family. Okay. So Sean, if you could pass on that, Elizabeth loves her grandfather. She wants to pass on love, a message of love to him, and that she misses him. Okay, and then I'm sure that she said that she's sorry about that. Well, I don't want to pass that along. I don't want to embellish, but she does say that she loves him and family. So, thank you. And again, Sean, if you could make sure that her grandfather finds his way back to where he's supposed to go, I appreciate that. Sean, thank you. And Sean, when you're done with that, can you please cross the rods and acknowledge that you're ready to move on? Okay, thank you for that, Sean. Straighten the rods back out, please. Okay. Liz, I'm sorry, Wendy, you wanted to know about Wheezy. So Wendy Fields has an energy named Wheezy that she names Wheezy. Can you confirm that you know who or what this energy is, Sean? Can you cross the rods for yes? Okay, thank you for that. Straighten the rods back out, please. Okay, so Sean does know who or what it is. Sean, is Wheezy a guardian angel? Let's start with this. Is Wheezy a spirit guide? Can you cross the rods for yes? Leave apart for no. Okay, so Wheezy is a spirit guide, Wendy. All right, thank you for that. Does Wendy have anyone else watching over her? You cross the rods for yes. Okay. And Wendy, you also have other people watching out for you as well. Straighten the rods back out, please. Okay, so apparently, whenever you feel that presence guiding you through traffic, that's your spirit guide. And I guess is Wheezy a male? Can you cross the rods for yes? Leave apart for no. Okay. And apparently Wheezy is a male. Can you straighten the rods back out? And Sean, is Wheezy related to Wendy? Can you cross the rods for yes? Leave apart for no. Okay, so your male spirit guide named Wheezy is not related to you, but is in fact a spirit guide looking out for you. So, hey Terry Lynn, I'm glad to see Terry Lynn made it in chat. Hey baby. Okay, so Wendy, I hope you were able to watch that and get that information. So, Sean, if you could make sure no, we don't have Wheezy hanging around here. I just want to make sure that the house stays clear. All right. And now I'm going to lower the rods real quick. There's Aldana. Okay. Yes, Wendy, no problem. Eldana, hello. Can I ask a question? Absolutely. You can always ask questions. We're always interactive with chat. I think Liz, let's see, Liz came in. Did Liz actually have a question or she's just hanging out? Oh, I haven't gotten over the Dior connection yet. Yes, that was awesome. All right. Eldana, thank you so much. So I think we caught up on all the ICU. ICU snuck in there. She's up there too. I didn't even see that.
She snuck in there. Where's she at?
Yeah, she slipped in there up there.
Yeah, way up top.
Yeah.
I see you.
She got buried in the comments. So what? So hello, everybody. All right. Awesome. We've had some good contact already. Sean's just taking a break here. All right. Got some water. Oh. Will my anxiety leave me anytime soon? Well, we can find out. I can ask my spirit guide. We are doing the Dowsing Rods sessions. We'll have to do some tarot. We'll have to do some tarot maybe next week. Maybe I'll have to set up my studio to do tarot again. All right. Sean, can you cross the rods? Let me know that you're still here. All right. Thank you for that. You straighten the rods back out, please. All right. And so Eldana, and I don't want to mess up your last name, Paramataj, but they want to know, will their anxiety leave them? Will they lose their anxiety anytime soon? Can you let's just say by the end of the year? We want to be a little more specific because soon is relative term, right? So will they lose their anxiety by the end of the year? Can you cross the rods for yes? Leave apart for no? Okay. Can they work on their anxiety and have it leave them by the end of next year? Okay. All right. So Sean said yes. So I would say, Eldana, if you work on your anxiety, you definitely can tackle that by the end of next year for sure. If they work on it really hard, can they tackle it by the end of this year, Sean? Oh, okay. So Sean said if you work on it, you can tackle your anxiety by the end of this year. I mean, you still got like a month and a half left of working on things like that, mental health.
The Dalai Lama says that depression is when people are thinking about the past, and anxiety is when they're thinking about the future, and they're not thinking about the present. So focus on what's going on right now rather than what might happen in the future. and your anxiety will subside.
Words of wisdom. All right, Liz. Let's find out if you have any spirits that want to talk. Sean, can you find out, is there any spirits that would like to communicate with Liz Brewer? Can you find out? Father or sisters? Is there anybody that needs to communicate with Liz? Can you please cross the rods and let us know? All right. All right. So, Liz, it doesn't seem like there's any spirits that need to actually have any communication right now. Sean, do you know when Liz will move to her next home? Is it going to be by the end of the year? You cross the rods for yes. Will she move into her next home by the end of next year? Can you cross the rods for yes? Okay. So for sure next year, Liz. Will it be by the end of summer? Can you cross the rods for yes? Leave a part for no. All right. So it looks like by the end of summer next year is what Sean's saying. All right. Thank you for that, Sean. You can straighten the rods back out. All right. And I'm going to lower the rods here while we're got a small break. Long wait. Again, you guys have to remember that communication with the spirits is not exact. So, sometimes it can be. I mean, some of the things that we found out were pretty accurate.
Yeah. And next year can mean 365 days from now, not 2023. It could be literally December of next year.
She says, I need to move ASAP. Well, again, you have control of your destiny ultimately. So, and I think Stacy even talked about this before. It's like, just like when you get tarot card readings, if the tarot card reading says that you're not going to move till next year, or even the spirits, it doesn't mean that you're stuck to that destiny. I mean, you can choose to break that destiny. You can take that knowledge and change your future. All right. Waiting for my medical papers approved. It's through my housing. So, I mean, again, it may just take a little longer, and there could be reasons for that. Most likely spirits are going to give you what the current path or the current projection is on. But again, those things can change. You may end up doing something a little faster, or something may come through a little faster. Something may change, and your medical papers may get approved faster. So, but yes, Terry Lynn, I am definitely going to get to asking spirits for you as well. So Terry Lynn's like, okay, go ahead and ask. Any spirits want to talk to me? All right, well, we'll ask. Hold on. Let's find out. The good thing is we didn't have anything lingering around the house, honey. So that was a good thing. Okay. Sean, can you cross the rods? Just make sure that you're still with us. Okay, thank you. Anytime I lower the rods, guys, I just try to make sure that, the communication's back with Sean. All right, thanks, Sean. Sean, do you know, are there any spirits that would like to talk with Terry Lynn? Can you cross the rods for yes? Any spirits that are wanting to talk to Terry Lynn? All right, Terry Lynn. So far, there's not anything. And Sean, can you confirm, is Terry Lynn's spirit guide still watching over her? Can you? Okay, yes. So I think whenever Sean, can you straighten the rods back out? So Sean, when you say that there's no spirits in the house, are you not including her spirit guide? No. Okay. So Sean's not including him or your spirit guide whenever we're asking about spirits. So I just wanted to clarify that. But yes, your spirit guide is still watching over you, honey. I just wanted to double check that for you. Liz wanted to know if there's anything to worry about. Logan Taylor there. What's up, Logan? How you doing? Alexander the Great Guy. Yes, that was interesting. But we had some good read, I think, before with your friends. That was good. We just didn't get Alexander Alexander the Third of Macedon.
Yeah.
I remember his real name. See, thanks to Logan. Josh is my spirit guide. Still, my sister Emma.
I'd be interested to find out if Alexander is the third is actually reincarnated as Trump.
I don't know. I don't know if we can just ask, but let's Liz Jeff wanted to know about if there's anything to worry about. So I want to at least ask that because I try to go in line. Sean, Liz is just wondering, does she have anything to worry about with her medical papers and moving and stuff? Does she have anything to worry about? Can you cross the rods for yes? Okay, no. All right, so Sean's saying that you don't really have anything to worry about. And then Sean, is her spirit guide still her sister, Emma? Can you cross the rods for yes or no? Is her spirit guide still her sister, Emma? Okay. Does Liv still have a spirit guide? Can you cross the rods for yes? Leave a part for no. Okay, so you have a spirit guide, Liz. You straighten the rods back out. Is this spirit guide related to Liz? Can you cross the rods for yes? Leave a part for no.
That's pretty consistent.
Right? I know, I was just thinking that. Okay, is her sister Emma, is she looking over Liz though? Is she looking over her? Okay, yeah. So your sister's looking over you. She's just not, I guess, considered a spirit guide. I don't know if there's technicalities in the afterworld, but there you go. Terrelyn wanted to know. Macedon, yeah. Aaron Carter, was it drugs or was he eliminated by the Hollyweird? Okay. Sean, Aaron Carter, the former child singer, was he murdered? Can you cross the rods for yes? Leave a part for okay. So according to Sean, he was murdered. And there was not much of a hesitation on that. So
it doesn't mean it's a conspiracy, though. It could have been his drug dealer that did it. Gave him some fentanyl inside whatever it is he took.
Right. Was Aaron Carter's death, was this caused by drugs? Can you cross the rods for yes? Leave a part for no. Okay. Yes, it was caused by drugs. Can you straighten the rods back out? Okay. Was Aaron Carter's death by drugs intentional? Was it homicide from someone else? Did they purposely try to use drugs to kill him? Can you answer that? Can you cross the rods for a yes or no? Or yes. Okay. You straighten the rods back out. Okay. I was trying to figure out how to word that, Stacy. I'm just trying to. So it's possible that they used drugs to take him out. Did Aaron Carter have damning information on people? That was a definitely strong yes.
Yeah, he knew too much.
Okay, straighten the rods back out. Yeah, well, I did kind of ask that, honey, but I could try to ask it in a certain way. Was Aaron Carter's death, Sean, was that because he was going to be talking to Kanye? Can you straighten the rods back out, or straighten the rods for yes, or cross the rods for yes if it was? Okay, you straighten the rods back out. So he was going to talk, and he knew some damning information, and drugs were used against him to silence him. That's what I'm getting. Ask if he got sacrificed. Commander Ashtar oversees the Galactic Federation. I also believe my star planet is watching over me from Sirius. Less animals too. Ashtar is watching Earth. I don't know this Aaron Carter guy. Yeah, Aaron Carter was. He wasn't very old. He did get into drugs for a while because, again, he had experienced. He was like a child singer, right? He was kind of like a Justin Bieber, okay. And I want to say, when was he kind of big? Was it the early 2000s or late 90s? I can't remember exactly, but it was around that around that time. Aaron Carter got pretty big. Like I said, he was kind of like a Justin Bieber back before Justin Bieber. Young kid, real great singer, had like a pop album. And so he ended up in that Hollywood life. And of course, eventually in the drugs, like a lot of these kids that get messed up psychologically. Did he have information about, okay, you're stomping. I don't know, but yeah, I'm trying to read, honey. There's a lot of things popping in here. Did he have information about what is that? Gilsane Maxwell. All right. Palladians are watching Earth. Oh my God, he was
Nick Carter's baby brother.
Nick Carter's baby brother from the Backstreet Boys. Yeah, I'm just saying, yeah, you're right, honey. He was Nick Carter's, baby brother, but I'm saying he had a music career, and that's where a lot of people had ended up following him too. Okay, Ghislaine Maxwell, did he have information regarding the Maxwell case and Jeffrey Epstein? Can you cross? Okay, he did. So Terry Lynn, Sean is saying that he did have information regarding Epstein stuff. Street Boys. Can you get a hold of David Bowie or Elvis? They're both in Sirius. I don't know. I don't normally try to reach out to celebrities, Liz. I really don't. I know we got a hold of Dior, but I don't know. Like I said, I try to avoid. Okay, I'm going to set these down while we talk for a second. I try to avoid getting too much into the celebrity stuff. I really do. I like to try to keep things as personal as I can. The reason why, well, Terry Lynn's my wife, but the reason why the Aaron Carter thing is important because there's a little more of a conspiracy style side to that we kind of need to know a little bit more about that. And I apologize to Aaron Carter's family if they end up somehow watching this. I'm not trying to disrespect Aaron Carter or his memory or his spirit. But these are just things that as fans and supporters, we want to try to possibly learn some potential truths. Dave always connected me for this. Okay. Yeah, Terry Lynn said he got silenced. I mean, it's what it sounds like to me, to be honest with you. It really sounds like he got silenced, and unfortunately, in Hollywood that happens. I think certain opportunities presents itself. I think when you have somebody like Corey Feldman and people like that haven't been eliminated, I think sometimes the circumstances won't align themselves up. And sometimes, like with Aaron Carter, they probably had the opportunity and were able to utilize that, So it's unfortunate. It really is. Because sometimes I always wonder, like, well, how come they don't eliminate more people, or why does certain people? And again, it may even be the type of information that Aaron Carter had. He may have had the right pieces of information. They kill drug addicts with laced drugs because it's easy to play off. Well, yeah, but supposedly he had gotten clean. Now, again, I don't know if he fell off the wagon, so to speak. Again, I'm sure that's probably easy for them to pull off as well. Like, oh, he fell off the wagon. But either way, it's definitely tragic, and we'll probably never know truly now what Aaron Carter knew. Okay. Now, Sean, can you cross the rods? Let us know that you're here, please. Cross the rods. Okay, thank you for that. Straighten the rods back out, please. Okay, Sean, I'm going to ask, is the singer David Bowie, is he available to communicate with? Can you please find out? Can you cross the rods for yes, David Bowie is available? Okay. He's not available. Okay, and how about Elvis Aaron Presley? Is Elvis available? Can you please cross the rods for yes? Okay, Sean is pushing the rods apart. That's a big no. He's not available. I get the feeling Sean's not happy with me asking about these celebrities. I don't know. Okay. So I'm just letting you know, I don't think Sean, I don't know if he wants to feel like a parlor trick or something on that.
Yeah.
Johnny Cash.
I was thinking about that exchange student you had before, that Clark Kent. How's he doing?
The exchange student. Oh, from Brazil?
Yeah.
Oh, Lucius?
Lucius, yeah. I couldn't remember what his name was. He looked like Clark Kent to me, so.
Oh, yeah, he's a pretty boy. Good-looking kid. I mean, because he was like, see, it's weird because he was like Brazilian and like German and stuff. Like he had this mixture. And so he has like these green eyes. Like I said, real good-looking kid. Bob, what's going on? The meds haven't kicked in yet. Looks like a good show. Yeah, we've definitely been making some contact, doing a lot of spirit contact stuff, Bob. It's so good to see you. I'm glad you popped in there. And congratulations on the book. We need some signed copies, Bob. We need a round of signed copies. Terry Lynn said Lucius is coming here, by the way. So he was gonna go back to Brazil for Christmas. I'm gonna lower these rods for a second. He was gonna go back to Brazil for Christmas. I think his mom was wanting him to. I think, but with all the stuff going on in Brazil right now, I think he decided that he was going to come up here and work for Christmas. So he's probably going to come here and actually stay with us so far. I mean, that's the plan. I don't know if that's really what ends up happening, but as of right now, I think he's going to be coming here and staying with us. So.
Okay. Well, I vibed on him today for no reason whatsoever, so I thought I'd ask.
Yeah. So, no, let's. I might have to see if I can get Lucius on another investigation, though. I don't know those Brazil kids, man. They don't like to play with too much of the afterlife stuff.
No, well, it's the culture, and they've grown up. It's like Catholics with nuns. Even the thought of a nun freaks them out.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, like I said, now he at least took it like a champ compared to Martina. She's from Argentina.
Same thing, if not worse.
All right. What else have we got? Logan asked if he could ask Sean direct questions. You can ask. Is it Sean or Sean? I think it's Sean as in SHAWN, I think is what we figured out.
Yeah, that's the Irish spelling.
Yes. Sean is from Ireland. Again, what I know of Sean is Sean's my spirit guide. I'm not related to him. We didn't know each other in our past life, or in life. He's my spirit guide right now. He hasn't always been, and he will. I'll have other spirit guides in the future, but right now he's my spirit guide, and he is from Ireland. Is he a human spirit? Yes, he is human. He did live on this earth, and he is from Ireland originally. So those are all the things that I know. Like I said, he's a male. I don't know if we figured out his age. I can't remember because I try to remember a lot of details, but we asked so many questions and so many things. I can't exactly remember, but I always get the feeling that Sean is fairly younger. I want to say Sean, to me, whenever he communicates, I kind of feel him, and I always feel like he's maybe in his 30s. So that's the feeling that I get whenever he so if you have other questions, Logan, that you want me to ask about Sean, I can always ask. And like I said, and we just found out that he's from the southern part of Ireland. We did ask that today. Feels like late 20s or early 30s. Sean, can you cross the rods? Let us know that you're here, please. Thank you for that. Straighten the rods back out. And Sean, myself and Logan, we want to know, are you, let's go with late 20s. Are you in your 20s? Can you cross the rods for yes? Leave apart for no? Okay. How about 30s? Were you in your 30s? Are you in your 30s? Can you cross the rods for yes? Okay. Thank you for that. All right. So my feeling is confirmed. That's good. And are you in the age range of 35 to 40? Can you cross the rods for yes? Leave apart for no? And are you in between 30 and 35? Can you cross the rods for yes? Okay. All right. So pretty much like early mid 30s. So it's okay. That feels about what I was thinking. All right. So that's so cool about Sean. Sean, SHAWN, Sean. I tried to date a nun for a while, but couldn't get in the habit. Always Bob. It's fun to have Bob back in the chat, though. He's always got Bob brings the jokes. That's the good thing. And Sean, connect to my Starseed people, Starzar or Esther from Sirius. I don't know. You're kind of out of my element, I can tell you that. But I can ask. I mean, you can always ask if there's somebody specific, then I can ask that. So, Esther from Sirius. Okay. Sean, can you connect Liz Brewer? Can you find Esther from Sirius? Can you do that for us? Can you cross the rods for yes? Is this something that we can do right now? Can you cross the rods for yes? Leave apart for no? Okay. And right now, as you can see, Sean's pushing the rods apart, so that's a pretty big no right now. Now, it doesn't mean he never can. I don't know, but definitely pushing a big time. Okay, Sean, straighten the rods back out, please. Is Sean tired? Sean seems to have a pretty good show of energy. In fact, he just was pushing those rods pretty hard. I was like, I almost felt myself actually trying to lean into the no, trying to counter them because he was pushing on there pretty strong. So I know it's higher realms. Yeah, and it's just probably something that Sean may not, or he may be able to, or may not be willing to. Who knows? Um, Sean knows his way around. I think so. Again, like I said, I try to respect my spirit guide. I try to respect Sean and have a good relationship with him as if he is a real person, because he is. You know, he was a person. He's there to help me. So I always, yeah, he said yes. So I just try to respect him and again let him help me the best I can. And pretty much I try to use him because again, specifically, he really helps with communication. Logan says, I think he can, just not right now. He's chilling. Yeah, and again, when it comes to things like that, I've never had to push him to try to reach beyond the normal realms, the normal afterlife, and try to reach any other realms. Commander Ashtar, he's above Earth. Don't know if he can connect to Commander.
Yeah, that's not in. This is Shaun of the Dead, and this is what you're going into is beyond all that.
Right. So I'm sorry. You know, I know we try to really always find ways to connect to things for you guys, and so again, I'm always trying to hear and help you guys the best I can, but there's only so much we can do sometimes. So, all right. Okay. Does Sean have people to hang with? How would we word that? What would you? I guess the question is like that's almost a bigger question: is do spirits have other spirits to hang out with? Right?
Yeah, you're his daytime job. Does he have does anything fun on the weekends?
Sean, do you are you lonely? Can you cross the rods for yes, leave apart for no? Sean, can you straighten the rods back out? Okay, so we straighten the rods back out. Sean, do you have other spirits around you when you need them? Can you cross the rods for yes? Okay. All right. Thank you for that. So yeah, apparently Sean does have other spirits around when he needs them. So he's not lonely. And plus, like I said, Sean's pretty much with me all the time.
Got a good support group.
Right. So again, these are, yeah, and that's the thing. Like, and that's why if anybody out there, and I want to lower this, I'm going to lower this for a second, Sean. But again, don't. And I just want to pass this advice on. If any of you do connect with your spirit guides, if you take the time to learn and communicate with your spirit guides, don't treat them like a parlor trick. You know what I mean? Like that's the thing with Sean. I really don't try to treat him like he's some kind of freak show at a circus. You know what I mean? He helps me out of respect, and I respect him, and we have that relationship in that sense. And there is times throughout the day, every once in a while, I will talk with him. Just talk with him just for a little bit. You know what I mean? And we'll have a little bit of moment. So I just want to pass that along to people that that not like a dog pony show or something. So
Yeah, I mean, typically Josh has got unique spirit guide in this regard, where he's able to communicate with him and through him to provide this free service essentially. Most people don't even know who their spirit guide is, much less give acknowledgement or appreciation. They still do it anyway. So remember your spirit guide, essentially, because they do a lot of work for you.
Yes. Okay. And ICU. So Sean, if you can cross the rods one more time, just make sure that we're there. Thank you, Sean. I straighten the rods back out. And ICU would like to know if they have any family members that can't cross over. Is there a way that you can confirm this? Does she have any relatives that can't cross over? Can you cross the rods for yes? Leave apart for no. All right. So ICU, Sean doesn't, he's indicating that no, that you don't have any family members that can't cross over. Some may not have. It's hard saying, but as far as them can't crossing over, it doesn't seem to be a factor. Bob says, since the rods are energy based, could Stacy affect them like a spirit if you asked him questions?
No. Because it's not the rods that are doing it. Josh is the one. The rods are the effect, not the cause. Josh is the cause. I would not be able to influence Josh.
Okay, Logan says it can be hard not to ask them to do extraordinary things because they're living in a different realm, but you have to be respectful, right? The mind loves to wander. Are any relatives currently grounded spirits? Very true, Logan. They could have the abilities, but not currently crossed. I see. Says, okay, thanks. Yeah, and so again, you have to take everything with a grain of salt. Okay, not everything is going to be 100% accurate. I mean, that's just the way it is. Things change, So, and yes, it'd be sit here and ask, for me to sit there and ask a zillion questions and everything like that. But again, we try to do it in steps and things like that. Again, small opportunities. A lot of spirits have a hard time maintaining their energy. Spirit guides seem to have a little stronger of a tap. I don't know if it's because it's like their job, so they seem to get extra endowed with the reserves that they need. And see, Sean, sometimes I'll just sit here and be talking and the rods are flinging around and Sean gets bored sometimes, I think, and just starts moving the rods. Sometimes he agrees. Sometimes he's flinging the rods. My goal, and just to kind of expound on what Stacy was saying, is that so if you took these rods, okay, now remember, and this is what I show people, okay, the rods have an independent sleeve. You see that? See the rods, you just hold on to this. So the rod, freely moves around. I'm doing this, So the rod moves around where you just hold on the handle. Your goal as a dowsing rod, as the conduit, so to speak, is to just hold on to them. You want to get them, and I slightly aim them down just a hair, enough to where they go forward. And then I just try to hold on to them. And I just try to keep them steady. So if you were to clip the rods to an inanimate object, if you just clip the rods and then you asked questions, the rods aren't going to move. The rods need my energy. The spirits need my energy, my connection to the rods to make all the micro adjustments to move the rods. Mm-hmm. That's how it works. So I just try to hold on and let the rods end up moving how the spirits want them to move. That's the only thing that I try to do, is just try to hold on to them. And then when we ask, can you please cross the rods? Then the spirits use micro energies or whatever it is, and they cross the rods. If the rods cross and if they touch, if they hit, then I just simply shift my arm either up or down just so that way they clear. But other than that, the spirits are what is going to move and straighten the rods out. And in fact, that's why I try to aim them slightly down. So if they do cross or they do go to the outsides, they're actually having to work uphill a little, just to do further confirmation for myself that, they're communicating. All right. Do you practice any divination outside of your rods?
Yeah, John.
John, yeah, John. Who's John? I don't know who John is. How long have you been using dowsing rods? So the dowsing rods, okay. So I'm going to set these down while we take a break because since we're just talking. Okay, so to answer your question, as far as does John practice any divination outside of his rods? Well, if you're talking about Josh, me, then yes, I do other forms of divination. I just don't do them as often. So, for example, I do tarot. Okay. Tarot is a great form of communication. We have done tarot readings here. So that's my own little custom box that I made for my tarot cards. So I do tarot. Also, I do pendulum. So you guys can see this is one of my favorite lapis lazuli pendulums. It's a really nice pendulum here. Okay. So this here, I just wrap over a couple of my fingers. I hold on to the end. And now you're going to communicate with the spirit, and you can have them move the rod, the pendulum, either forwards or side to side, or it can move in clockwise patterns. Typically, most spirits will communicate by moving the pendulums forward and back, like towards you and away from you, as a form of yes. Now, you can ask the spirits, you can say, show me yes. Like you can have them show you, but a lot of times they're gonna move the pendulums forward and back as yes, and side to side as no's, and sometimes circular, different directions for, if they're not clear on something, stuff like that. But you can do pendulum as a form of communication as well. So, so Logan says you're very well versed. Well, a lot of it comes. Look, I've been a ghost hunter, okay, for like off and on for 25 years. I'm just going to be straightforward with you guys. The last 2 years is really when I've gotten into dowsing rods and then tarot and pendulum, and a lot of things I learned when it comes to that side of paranormal is actually due to this man right here. Stacy is one of my when it comes to, and I'm not like I can. This is what I tell people all the time. You have to be able to not have that pride. Like some people in this business have way too much pride. Me, like I'm comfortable in my experience. I've been doing this for a very long time, but there's so much to learn out there. And I can admit Stacy has been a mentor for that part of things. When it comes to ghost hunting and doing things out in the field, he leaves that to me. When it comes to the spiritual side of stuff and divination and those things, that's who I'm going to talk to, is this guy right here. All right. Hold on. Now, yes. I'm trying to catch up because all of you are do you practicing outside? How long have you been using dowsing rods? It says John on your screen. It says Josh. Right here. You maybe need glasses.
His screen is cracked.
Oh, okay. Guess who's playing a scary game tonight live? Okay, yeah. Terryland's got to throw that in there. All right, you're all very versed. Wendy says, is the rate of success in using dowsing rods more independent on the skill of the person and the skill of the spirit? Well, again, dowsing rods, this is where when some of you are surfing through like TikTok or some of these places where you see people using dowsing rods. The problem is that some of these people, they're misusing dowsing rods. They're sitting there and they're just like swinging them like back and forth. They're like, oh yeah, honey, he doesn't love you. And people are donating $5. Like every question, they're just like, oh yeah, honey, yeah, you don't need that job. Yeah, you don't need to move. Blah blah blah. And they're just sitting here swinging rods, collecting and taking your money, and they're not truly putting in the effort to really make a connection with the spirits and to actually find out these things. So that is a big difference as well in how some of that stuff goes. Again, what I try to personally do is just lock my arms in, get my rods situated, and then I let the rods do the movements, which is through me, but I let them answer however they answer. So whatever yes, knows, whatever happens, happens, and I'm, if something goes wrong, if I answer a question and it's wrong and somebody's like, hey, that's wrong. My grandfather is still alive. Well, I'm just answering whatever again, whatever the rods are doing, that's the answer.
The short answer, Wendy, is it's a team effort. It's a relationship that you have with the spirit that makes it possible. You can't, one without the other doesn't work. You need both. So it's a relationship thing. And having the patience to actually, learn the process with the dowsing rods, because that actually is a skill that by itself. Because a lot of people don't learn how to do stuff. They just assume something is something and they just go with it. Making the effort is crucial.
Right. And so Terrelyn said, or ICU says, Terrelyn's going to play a scary game. She's like, no, Josh is. And Logan says, your life changed forever, right? Well, I mean, anything that you do that you enhance in your life, skills that you learn, things that you learn, dowsing rods, things like that. I mean, it is pretty cool. Like it is sometimes life changing in the fact that once Terry Lynn, my wife, she was the first one to lay hands on dowsing rods for us, and I say for us because we are like a team, husband and wife, and we were at we were guest investigators at a public event, and the investigators we were with had dowsing rods, and we had at that time, we just had never, we'd always kind of blew them off as like some kind of parlor trick, and we never really took them serious, so we never used them. We always used like recorders and cameras and stuff, and this was only up to a couple of years ago, and then they offered a chance for people to use the rods. So my wife, even though we were guest vet investigators and we didn't let the public do it first, my wife's like, I want to do it first. So she got her hands on them, and they were crossing. Like they would ask questions and the rods would cross, and they would do all the things just like this, cross for yes, and, return to center, all that stuff. And what was really cool is that, again, I trust my wife. So when it was all said and done, and at the end of the night, I kind of went to her and I was like, hey, so were those real or what? What was it going on with that? And she was like, oh my God, yes, we're getting some. And so we went home, and like the next day, literally, like Terry Lynn went and ordered us each a pair of dowsing rods. And as soon as we got them, we started using them. Of course, I have my own. Terry Lynn has her own. You always want to kind of have your own rods. But like once I started using them, I don't want to say they're like addicting, but they are definitely a great tool and visually a great tool. Pendulums are okay. I mean, I hold them, but they're really hard sometimes to really get. People see the pendulum and they kind of see movement sometimes, and it's kind of hard to really experience a good pendulum unless you're there in real life. Over the camera, it seems to lose something in translation. With dowsing rods, you really get that big effect. People see whether it crosses or stays apart, or even sometimes they get pushed apart as even a bigger no. So people see that, and it's a great visual. And even for myself, and you can feel the rods move. You can feel the energy. So it's really cool in that sense. But that's why I wanted to really pass that along to you guys. That I wasn't a big fan until we actually got our hands on them. Bob did say he did build a device to maximize their validity. He had a board with a bubble level and 2 dowels sticking up to hold the 2 dowels and watch the level. It verified that there's not micro movements in the rods. And I mean, and that's pretty cool. Like, again, I feel like as if, like I said, Terry Lynn and I did experiment with, we had rods in the positions without human contact and they don't move. With human contact, they move. Again, there has to be that like Stacy said, like a team effort. But trust me, if you're a legitimate dowsing rod person, if you truly just hold your arms and you hold them into place, trust me, when they start moving, you're gonna be like, holy shit. And I've you know, and
when you're honest and have integrity, the
right.
The spirits, the dead, will put you up on a pedestal. Seriously, those kind of people are so incredibly rare that they will shower all kinds of not only blessings, but anything that you really want to know and do, they will go out of their way to make it happen because you are a diamond in a giant pile of dog shit. So most of the people out there, I mean, you can go to, what is it, TikTok, that it has that, where they're just spinning it around and wanting the $5. They hate those people.
Yeah. All right, so I'm trying to catch up on comments. Liz said, Josh, have you been to that haunted family house called the Sally House? Yeah, I mean, Terry Lynn and I, we've talked about it. Like, there's a lot of places we still would like to go, but there's so many haunted places that not a lot of people's been to. Some of these places, they constantly have a churn of people going in and out of there. And I'm not saying that they don't hold paranormal. I'm not saying that they're not paranormal, but it really is pretty cool to get to go to some places that haven't been overly, investigated. There's a different type of feeling to that. And I try, like, if you watch my Pair Explorer episodes or you watch some of my other videos, I try to find unique little places that just really haven't been investigated before. Logan, don't worry, spirit will come through and teach those scammers humility. Yeah, karma. Terry Lynn says that's brilliant, Bob. What would your relationship be? What would your relationship with Sean be like without divination? Well, and again, I didn't even really start having a relationship with a spirit guide until recently. Again, this is something that I knew I needed to do, was to find out if I had a spirit guide. And then once I did, then, I knew that I needed to do that. And that's made life a lot easier in divination, but I didn't always have that. Even before, when I was doing Dowsing Rod sessions, it's almost like going fishing, and you don't really know. You're just kind of winging out your stuff out there and seeing if you can get some kind of nibble. And that's kind of how it was before Sean. Like with Sean, it's more like having a fish finder, but without Sean, you just kind of have to be like, hey, is there a spirit here that would like to communicate, blah, blah, blah. And then you're sort of like, you're reeling in like some kind of random spirit. Sean really improves that whole experience because he's able to go and specifically find relatives and find specific people and do these things. It's just really cool like that. And plus, having a relationship with your spirit guide, it seems like things in life have a little more clarity sometimes when you get to these decisions that you have to make. I picked up tarot, and that was the best decision I ever made. Yeah, I mean, tarot is great. Again, I do tarot. I just don't do a lot of it all the time. I probably should do more of it for people. We were doing it kind of regular for a while, but Bob says, has it ever occurred that people using them searching for water, the water did not activate the rods, but the rods were activated near the hidden water by spirits based your intent. So who knows? I mean, that's probably true.
Yeah, well, it's not very far off. I mean, probably just like what Sean is doing with Josh here. He's your spirit guide, your protecting guide, is wanting to make sure that you're out in the wilderness and you don't die. So helping you find water is probably in his wheelhouse or the spirit's wheelhouse of doing stuff. So.
And Liz said that her rods don't have the covers, which I know what you're talking about. You're talking about actual, just regular bet copper. And you can use those too. Again, that's not a problem. I personally like having the spinning handles because it just, for me personally, as a ghost investigator or a paranormal investigator, it just helps me to eliminate, and plus when people see them in real life up close with your own eyes and you see me holding on to the handles, you'll see the rods themselves moving. Like right now over the camera, it's hard to see. Like I try to have you guys see it in plain sight. But when you're there in person, you watch somebody with the handles that spin, you can see the rods moving and their hands are just holding on to them. It's really cool. Anytime you don't have that and you watch somebody with just the bent copper, it's like in your mind, you're like, are they moving the rods with like their palms or something? There's always that seed of doubt, But when you got the spinning handles, it's like you see the rods, you see that they're not moving them in any way. It's just really cool. Terry Lynn says, but be careful. Research before using abs. Close your sessions. Also, just know they can become addicting. Yes, and well, yeah. I mean, they can be. That's why even like Terry Lynn and I, we don't do dowsing rods like every day in our house or something. I mean, like I really just mostly do them for you guys for the show every week. And investigations. Like if I go on investigations, I'll take them because it's a great form of communication. But we're not sitting around every day like, hey, can you tell us the lottery numbers, and things like that. Like you don't want to take advantage of spirits. And I know like Stacy's warned about that as well. There's a house here in the UK. It was on The Most Haunted with Yvette, Field, and Carl. You'll probably find it on YouTube. Was that the house that's got like the stairs to the right when you walk in? There's stairs up there, and they were up there. They had like the balls on the floor, and they also had, and I think I know what you're talking about. Like it's a very popular house. It's like a brick type of house. And I don't even know if it's like a house, right? Is it connected to something else? I can't remember, but I know what you're talking about. I'm pretty sure that's what you're talking about, Liz. Everybody has guides. Divination is important for building a relationship with them. Yeah, and that's what I try to tell people too. Is like I never took the time to really appreciate that until recently, and now that I have learned, and now it's like, I try to pass on to other people and get them to understand it too. Last family fled, left toys behind. The balls ran down the stairs, and the doll moved in another room. Yeah, I think that's the house. I think I know what you're talking about. It's true. Sean knows it's true. Dowsing Rods started in Ireland, I believe. So I would prefer the handles. It's cool. I've got a spirit with me now. Yes, I think so. That's right. So yeah, I mean, where are we at with everything? So yeah, we're getting toward the back end of the show, guys. So if you have any last minute requests, questions, comments, start getting them in now because we are getting ready to wrap up. It's been a great session. I think we had a lot of good stuff. Learned some stuff about my spirit guide with Sean. So that's always good. We're going to go back in, close up the any last minute session, make sure that there's no spirits lingering around in the house. I like to use Sean as a cleanup as well because he knows whether we have any spirits that kind of came in as like hanging out in our house. We have some spots in our house that aren't protected by crystals, so which we do, which we leave that on purpose. Not sure what spirit is with me right now. My dad or grandpa. See, you're gonna have to do a dowsing rod session, Liz. You have to break in your dowsing rods and start getting those things going. So again, for those of you, if you ever get anything now, I because of the way energy flows, right? And all you metaphysical weirdos like Bob and stuff out there, you all know what I'm talking about. I just don't get into it like you guys do, but I try to respect it and I try to use those things. So as I pass this knowledge on to you guys, I try to grab my handles in my left hand and I use my right hand to clear the energy, and I clear and I throw it away. I'm clearing the energy off these rods. Anytime I go to start a new session, you see me, I do this all the time. I'm clearing off the energy, I'm throwing it away, and that way you can start anew. So just
Bob is leaving us now. Hey, Bob, have a good night.
Yes, Bob, thank you so much. It's so good that you were able to make it today. I'm so glad. Definitely keep in contact for sure. All right, love you, Bob.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's get in here one more time here as we start wrapping up. All right, Sean, if you're here, can you please cross the rods? Let us know that you're here still. Thank you. Appreciate that. Can you straighten the rods back out, Sean? Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Now, Sean, as we start to wrap up this session, is there any spirits that came into this house that we need to address? Can you please cross the rods for yes, leave a part for no? Okay, so Sean, again, if you can confirm that that Terry Lynn and I have a clean house right now, can you please cross the rods for yes? All right. Thank you for that, Sean. Straighten the rods back out. Straighten the rods back out. Thank you. All right, Sean, I just wanted to say thank you again for communicating with us and also for being the mediator in the communication tonight. Thank you so much. Thank you for all your help that you do for me in my life. And again, chat just wants to say, again, everybody in chat, Sean does say hi like they did earlier. And thank you again for everything that you do. I appreciate it. I'm going to end the session now. Okay. So there you go. Now, again, if you notice too, when I ended the session, I swiped, I cleaned off that energy. However, even though right now my rods kind of like are clean, in that sense, the next time I grab them, I just do that. It's better safe than sorry. Like, I just like to always clear off that energy. Any previous sessions, anything like that, I always like to clean that off. So again, guys, thank you all so much for popping in there. It's great to see all you guys again. Liz, ICU, Logan, everybody, Terry Lynn, of course, and Bob, Fountain, everybody that popped in. If I missed you, I apologize. Wendy, I think Wendy was in there. She was a big watcher today as well. And it sounded like we made some good contact. So if you guys like this, maybe next week we'll also do maybe a little bit of tarot reading or something. We haven't done that in a while. I'll do some 3-card pulls maybe, or some 2 cards. Sorry, maybe we'll do some 2-card pulls and see where that takes us. Who knows? We'll work on that tomorrow. So, Stacy, my friend, did you have anything that you wanted to throw in at the end? Anything about sessions? Any advice you want to give out there?
No, I mean, we pretty much tackled it on the fly as we went. So It's a good show.
Awesome. Yeah. So Weirdo Still Somewhat Awake. My book can be found on Amazon, My Paranormal Journey. Yes. So and that's what I want to say too. Real quick, a couple things. One is Paranormal Underground Magazine. Guys, if you don't have a subscription to Paranormal Underground Magazine, go there. Go to look it up, Paranormal Underground Magazine. I think it's like paranormalunderground.net, and get the magazine. Tell them I sent you. You're going to get a year for free. It's going to show up in your email on the first of every month, fully illustrated magazine. Also, guys, if you want to learn about remote viewing, this man over here, Tata Longo, Stacy Talich, if you can find him on Udemy, he's got courses on there that can teach you all about those things and more. He's got all kinds of courses. So you definitely got to go check him out on udemy.com. Look up his name, Stacy Talich. We have a link down below that you can also use as well. And Bob Fountain, my buddy there in the chat, he's got his new book on Amazon called My Paranormal Journey. Now, I'm sure in no way at all did he think about my title called My Paranormal. He just added Journey, but that's okay, Bob. I love you. Bob's like, I'm going to write a book too, and it's going to be just like Josh's. But that's okay because he's my good friend, and I love him to death. And his book, I'm sure, is better than mine. Trust me. Bob is like a writer. I'm not. So if you want my book, I got My Paranormal, A Guide to the Spirit Realms. You can find that on Amazon. It's a good read, I think. I've been told.
I'm going to write a book called My Paranormal Journey times Infinity. That's going to be my book.
Right. We'll all have different, like everybody can just have a book called My Paranormal something, right? We'll just put something in there after that. But no, Bob, we love you. And guys, go get Bob's book, seriously, because he writes for Paranormal Underground magazine normally. So this is something for himself. He's a great writer. I can't wait to read it. I want a signed copy, so I'm waiting for my signed copy. But I definitely want to read it. I look forward to it. Other than that, I think we've plugged everything. So guys, remember, every Thursday night, we do this every Thursday night. And also, if you guys still want more of me, but if you want me a little louder and cussing, then you're probably going to want to hang out a little later. I'm going to be back live tonight here in probably like an hour, and I'm going to be doing a scary video game that we've been playing called Madison, and we're getting toward the end, so we're going to pick up the adventure. I don't know if we'll be able to finish it tonight. We might. It could be the conclusion. But a little warning, I do cuss a lot when I get forced to jump. I don't like scary games, so I tend to cuss a lot. So if you don't mind cussing, then you're welcome to show up. But other than that, guys, every Thursday night, 9 p.m., come here, 9 p.m. Eastern, American time. If you guys want to be here, like I said, next week, we'll do some contacting, maybe even some tarot or something, all right? We'll see you next week, guys. Remember, seek the truth.
Peace.